So let's do a basic example of an equation with radical expressions. So the most basic of all is probably something like this, where you get square root of 3x on one side and then 12 on the other side. Now, the first step is to make sure that everything under the radical is singled out. So everything under the radical, under the square root, is on one side of the equation, and everything that's not under that radical is on the other side of the equation. So since the equation is sort of set up to be that way, we can move on. So now in order to solve, what we do is we square both sides of the equation. Now on the left, the square and the square root are going to cancel out. So what's left is going to be 3x. Because remember, if you have the square root of a, the square root of a squared, it's just going to give you a, which is the definition of the square root. And then on the left, we get 12 squared, which is 144. So now, to solve for x, we divide both sides by 3 in this fabulous array of colors. And so we get that x is equal to 144 over 3, which actually simplifies to 48. So now, now that we have our solution, what we should do is check to make sure that the solution fits back into the original equation. The reason is because we squared both sides of the equation, we actually may end up getting more solutions that don't work in the original equation. So if we want to check, x is equal to 48 by plugging it into the original equation. So square root of 3x is equal to 12. So we want to check to see if square root of 3 times 48 is equal to 12. And the way we write it is that instead of the equal sign, we put a little question mark over it. That way you will be able to tell people that you're not saying that it's true that they're equal, but you're seeing whether it is true. So now 3 times 48 is 144. So we got square root of 144, and we want to check to see if it's equal to 12. And as it turns out, square root of 144 is 12. So we get the same thing on both sides of the equations. That means that x is equal to 48 is actually a solution. So you can signify that by circling the solution, or you can just write in the bottom the solution is x is equal to 48, or just write the solution is 48 by itself.